And welcome everyone for this CCAI session. This is the State of the Union for CCAI. Really happy to have you. I'm Antony Passemard. I lead our conversational AI product at Google Cloud. I'm really excited about all the things we're going to talk about. It's an exciting time because we are in the middle of a revolution. It's a revolution of conversational AI and conversational technology. CEOs are already adopting the technology. About 31% of CEOs have deployed conversational AI platform. It's 50% growth year over year. This is a massive adoption of this technology that has matured in the last few years. We're seeing that customers by 2023 will prefer speech interface to initiate self-service. 70% of them said so. This is a rise from 40% in 2019, so pretty big change. And that same day, 2023, about 40% of contact center interactions will be fully automated by AI. This is a very big change too, because right now it's only about 25%. It was 25% a couple of years ago. Also a big change that is happening. Customers and consumers of your product are getting really familiar with the conversational AI technology. This is obviously because they have Google Homes, they use search on their Android phone. 90% of them are familiar with those technologies. And 72% have used voice assistant. That means that consumers are getting trained on those technologies. They are getting more comfortable using their voice to do something, to ask of Google or ask of any of their application on a day-to-day basis. There was a trend in the past where we thought chat would replace voice. It's not happening. Voice is growing very fast. And CCAI is there to answer that call. So what is CCAI? CCAI is really three products inside Google. We have Dialogflow for automating interactions and self-service. We have Agent Assist that is used to help an agent in a contact center deliver a stellar experience. And we have a little newborn, CCAI Insights, which is in alpha right now. Really helps you understand all that is happening in your contact center, the call drivers, etc. So before we dive into those products, let's look at a little video to see what an experience could be with Contact Center AI.
Hi, Prisha. Thanks for calling our bank. How can I help?
Hi, I'd like to pay my bill.
Great. Can you please verify your address?
15 State Street. Oh, and how much is it?
Virtual Agent provides immediate conversational support with customers directing the flow.
You owe $150. Do you want to pay with the account ending in 1337?
Yes, please.
Done. I've sent an email confirmation. Is there anything else?
Virtual agents can take care of basic fulfillment on the spot.
Yes, actually, there's a $35 charge I don't recognize.
From last week? It looks like it's an overdraft fee.
Oh, that's not fair. I didn't know.
Okay, let me transfer you to a specialist to help.
More complex cases are seamlessly handed off to a human agent.
Hi, Prisha. I'm Elliot. I see you're concerned about the overdraft fee.
Yeah, I didn't know I would get charged.
Okay, I can waive the fee this time, but would you like overdraft protection so it doesn't happen again?
Agent Assist listens in, giving real-time, step-by-step guidance.
Yes, please.
Okay, I've set it up. Is there anything else?
No, this was great. Thanks a lot.
Lastly, Insights gives you real-time visibility into key call drivers and sentiment.
So what you've seen here is an example experience of using first Dialogflow for that self-service experience, getting context, helping the customer as much as possible, doing back-end calls, getting the information to them in order to solve a problem. But when the call needs to be escalated to an agent, Dialogflow transitions very smoothly to the agent, gives all the conversation context, anything that happened, so the customer does not have to repeat again, something very frustrating for customer, repeat information, re-authenticate themselves, do whatever. This is all taken care of by the transition between Dialogflow and Agent Assist. The conversation is picked up right away. The agent is assisted in real time. No need for the agent to search on their own. They'll get the information proactively thanks to Agent Assist. And then all the insights in the backend are helpful for coach, QAs, product managers, any person in relation to the activities that are going on in the contact center will use that. This experience is possible because we have a fully integrated product. It's an end-to-end solution for contact center, starting with advanced conversational AI technology at the core, the text-to-speech, the speech-to-text, and the NLU, who are powering the virtual agent for voice and chat, as well as the human agent with real-time prompts, agent assist, and even Dialogflow bots that can help the human agent. All of that data being created, all of those interactions are being fed into insights to have a holistic view of all channels and across the contact center and really understand what is going on. When we're looking at the value created by contact center AI, we see two main lenses. The first one is the human agent. How do we help a human agent with contact center AI? Well, by bringing those suggestions to the human agent at the right time with context, understanding of what's going on in the conversation, the human agent will be faster, will have more accurate responses, will provide better information, better data, will be relevant and look very good, look like a powerful agent, look like they know what they're doing. And that's very important because the human agent will feel empowered. They'll feel like a super agent. And that's a better experience for the agent, which means a better experience for your customers eventually. It will also reduce churn. Churn is a big problem in contact center, as you probably know, between 6 months to 12 months for a full contact center refresh of agents. That's not good. Training costs are hard. The skill level of agents is not perfect. With Agent Assist, we can really help that, solve that problem, and make sure that human agents can do a good job right away, feel good about their job, and provide the best experience for your consumer or the people calling in your contact center. The second list are the customers, the consumers, the constituents sometimes. They get self-service channel 24/7 through conversational chatbots and agents. This is great. They can really have their problem answers whenever they're available for it. They have shorter call time with agents. The agent knows everything after transitioning from an IVR to an agent. The agent has all the information. They get the information faster. The calls are shorter. The first call resolution rate increases. And the brand loyalty as a consequence and the trust into your brand, into your institution, your organization are greatly improved. So those two core sets of value, human agent and customer, are really what CCAI helps you deliver. And we really understand the challenges that are common across contact center. You're seeing ramping operational costs. You're seeing long average handle time. You're not having enough agent, especially in this time of a pandemic where the demand is exploding. Contact center cannot follow. They have to turn to technology. They're facing high turnover, costly training, lack of visibility, using sampling to know what's going on in the contact center. With Contact Center Insights, we can solve that. There's seasonality issues they need to solve. Really, Contact Center AI is there to solve all those problems across your contact center challenges. A great example that happened actually at the beginning of the pandemic with the state of Illinois. Unfortunately, many people have lost their job during this pandemic. This is very bad. And they had to file claims for unemployment. And in the state of Illinois, they've seen 3.2 million inquiries in the first 2 weeks. This is massive. This is something they've never seen before. How could they handle this? They quickly deployed a contact center AI with an agent to help them answer unemployment claims. They've handled more than 2.6 million voice and chat interaction through the virtual agent and have been able to answer 99.9% of clean claims in a timely manner. The results is astounding. Very quickly set up using partners like Quantify and Cisco and Presidio. They've been able to set that up quickly and serve their constituent in the state. That was a great success story for them, for us, in a very difficult time. So let's look at the key CCAI offerings. Let's focus first on Dialogflow. We mentioned Dialogflow was a self-service tool to build bots and make sure that customers can interact. Dialogflow has been in market for a long time. It's been about 3-4 years now. A transition was taken more than 2 years ago to focus on enterprise use cases and contact center use cases. Thanks to that, it's been deployed in customers like Discovery, a financial services firm, Marks and Spencer in retail, in Verizon for telco. We have digital native companies, other financial services, Fortune 10 retailer for their employees, USPS if you're calling for your passport, that's powered by Dialogflow. The list goes on and on. The adoption of Dialogflow has been incredible, and especially in the last year and a half, 2 years, we've seen a massive growth in usage of Dialogflow. You can see it in numbers. 1.4 million developers have signed up on the platform. This is a massive increase from last year. This is because we support up to 22 languages. There's more coming. We have one-click integration with partners to get a phone number and a Dialogflow bot behind it. Partners like Avaya, Genesis, SignalWire, Vox Implant, or AudioNotes. Dialogflow can scale to massive amount of agents and intents, 20,000 intents per agent. That allows, basically, if you simplify, somebody to call in and ask about those 20,000 things for a single bot. This is an order of magnitude bigger than most out there. Dialogflow is HIPAA and PCI compliant and is used in healthcare and financial services, as we've seen. And really, we're seeing that enterprise adoption, enterprise growth, Dialogflow becoming the standard for building bots in an enterprise scale, at enterprise scale. And today, we're really excited to announce Dialogflow CX. Dialogflow CX is the next evolution of Dialogflow. This is all the learnings we've had in the last few years about what makes Dialogflow great, put it in place to serve the enterprise market and the complexity and the scale of enterprise customers. You're seeing here a visual flow builder. This is one of the big asks that customers had. How do we create complex flows with Dialogflow? Dialogflow CX enables that. You're going to have a drag and drop visual flow builder with transition, graphical transition that you can just set up and make sure that you can build bots very, very quickly. It has native support for all the things that Dialogflow had. The 20,000 intent per agent called Mega Agent, the native support for sentiment analysis at each turn, the custom voice support, and I'll give you an example of custom voice with text-to-speech. That's really exciting. We have CI/CD pipeline in Dialogflow CX, which allows you to do A/B testing of bots and be able to have two different versions of the same intent and be able to test their performance before you deploy. We have created an advanced NLU model for Dialogflow CX, which is based on a massive transformer or BERT model and outperforms the previous NLU model we had, which was already a leader in its market. We have better analytics and debugging tools, which are important in large deployments because many people are working on those bots. It's not just one person. And you need to have those debugging tools and analytics tools. And very importantly, we heard of customers asking for simpler pricing. The pricing on Dialogflow CX is based on sessions. There's two prices, a voice session and a chat session. And that's it. There's no consumption, no time, no how many queries you're doing. You have a voice session, there's one price. You have a chat session, there's another price. Makes it very easy to know how much you're going to spend with Dialogflow CX. And we're really, really exciting. So Dialogflow CX is going to be beta, is beta today, and we'll go GA in the next couple months or a few months. Let's focus now on Agent Assist. Agent Assist is all about empowering human agents, making sure that human agents are the most effective in their job. As we know, human agents are oftentimes new, maybe don't know the new products, maybe are not comfortable with some of the information that the customers are asking of them. So what it does a live transcription of all calls. And I'm saying all calls in your contact center. Any call coming through is transcribed. This is very new to a lot of contact center. Most contact center, actually many, do call recording, but do they ever look at those call recordings? Do they know what's in their calls? Not so much. With the live transcription, you now have transcription of every single call coming in your contact center. And those calls are used, and those transcriptions are used to do article suggestion and FAQ suggestion in real time. We listen to the conversation, give you information, documents, FAQs, whatever the agent needs to answer a question will come in. We can also provide guidance through a Dialogflow bot. If throughout a conversation, a bot, an intent mapping to a bot is detected saying, I want to book a trip, a bot can probably handle that. You need a destination, a date, how many people, et cetera, et cetera. The bot can guide the human agent through all those questions and make sure the human agent is not missing any. This is really helping the agent be more efficient. Less time spent on the phone, more focused, because you don't have to put people on hold and search and ask around for different answers, and really makes the new agent more aware of the brand taxonomy and whatever terms the company is using and types of answers the company wants the agent to provide to the customer. So a lot of benefits. Agent Assist was launched last year as a voice channel, transcribing all calls. And we've had a lot of customers asking for that same experience on chat. So I'm announcing today, second announcement, Agent Assist for chat. Agent Assist for chat does all the same thing as voice. We'll do document suggestion, FAQ suggestion, but because you're on a chat channel, you can do a little bit more. So you can do smart replies and smart compose. Smart replies are proposing several replies, possible replies that the agent can click, modify, and send right away to the customer. This is very helpful in a context where agents have 2 or 3 chats in parallel, and they have to switch context all the time. Because of the smart reply, they can go to a window, quickly see what kind of replies they can send, and send them. Shorter time again, more accurate responses again. Smart compose is what you've been used to see in Gmail, for example, or your GDocs. If you're typing, it types ahead, saving time, reducing the number of typos, having more accurate responses. We integrated the same technology Gmail uses in the chat window. Again, efficiency for agents, better user experience, less training required, and lower onboarding effort. A great launch, very excited. This is really interesting. Let's look at the third pillar, CCAI Insights, in alpha right now. Insights is about visualizing and understanding what is going on in your contact center operations. From pure data, just how many calls and the lengths of calls, but really drilling in the voice conversation. That's important because, as I said, you probably do record your conversation, but do you know what's being said without doing just sampling? Sampling will make you miss a lot of things. A lot of intents are not detected, a lot of subjects, a lot of topics are not found, especially if they're not that common. With Insights, you can have topic modeler and really understand all the drivers of your calls, but go to a conversation level and really see what conversation happened, what are the sentiment across conversation, drill in a conversation, see all the transcriptions, hear the audio if you're authorized to do so, and really understand what's going on. You can do compliance, check, and QA managers in particular love this product because you can search through the conversation and find all the conversations that were not good that they can really focus instead of doing sampling and trying to find out which ones were not good. It's very hard to do on audio only. With Insights, it's trivial. We're really excited about CCAI Insights, still in alpha right now, but very quickly we'll go to beta. It does conversational analytics, conversation reviews, as I said. It's a complete solution that integrates with the rest of the Google Cloud Platform. For example, a native export to BigQuery. Very important if you have CRM data or ERP data or other database that you want to ingest into BigQuery and map it to your customer interactions in your contact center, Insights allows you to do that. Very easy to tie all that information from your customer interaction into the rest of the interaction with your customers, either your marketing campaign, your sales campaign, or whatever interactions you have. This allows you to really leverage the power of Google and the power of the platform itself. And finally, that search and query allows you to find information within those conversations very quickly and really focus your effort to improve your customer experience. So if we dive a little bit deeper into each of the underlying technology for those services, the goal of Google AI is really to enable conversations that are as close to human as possible. We're not claiming that we're going to replace humans. That's not the case. But we want to be close enough. And actually, we advise our customers, because you'll hear some of the custom voice thing, we're going to advise our customers to let people know that they're talking to a bot and not a human agent. That trust is very important. And we want to make sure that consumers and customers are not deceived by the experience we're providing with Google AI. Google AI benefits from deep research in our Google AI team, but DeepMind as well, but benefits also from a lot of the Google search research that is happening. Lots of very, very smart AI people working on search, voice search, working on the Google Assistant, working on the Google Home, even building specialized hardware for AI, our TPU that you may hear in other sessions. Our TPU allows us to iterate on the models and the performance of those models and do inference very, very fast, enabling, for example, the speech-to-text in real time in streaming mode. So with those technologies underneath, we can create AI that understands what's going on, that can talk and interact with the customers. If you think about speech-to-text in particular, a core underlying technology for conversational AI. Massive dictionary, 120 languages supported in the API. You can bias the model at each turn, and actually that biasing is used in Dialogflow, which just by clicking one checkbox can bias the model in each turn of the conversation inside Dialogflow. It's called speech biasing. Dialogflow knows the context. Speech-to-text can be biased based on that context, and automatically that biasing is done, which makes the intent detection accuracy much higher than if you don't use that biasing. And that's fairly unique to Google. We can detect several languages, formatting, do real time. I'll spend a little bit of time on the language support. Many companies will claim language support. Many companies will claim that their model works best here and there. You have to be careful about models in speech-to-text. You will need different models based on the quality of the audio, based on who's on the line, based on the length, etc. Let's do a speech-to-text for a long conversation, a video, subtitle. It's very different audio quality, very different noise background than an agent in a contact center. If you've been in a contact center, you know it's a very noisy environment, little headset, people are talking left and right. It's hard, and most people will call from a phone, 8 kilohertz quality, 2 people are talking on the line, very difficult. If you apply the same speech model from transcribing a video conference in a context of contact center, that's not going to work. We have 5 languages optimized for telephony, optimized for contact center. Spanish, English US, English UK, Russian, and I think we have another one, I can't remember, Australian or something like that. Those language supports are very important because they really make sure that the transcription are done correctly, that the document suggestions are done correctly, and then the insights you get out of it are done correctly. Very important to think about the optimization of the models that you have and what we can provide based on what use case. The IVR model will be different from the agent assist model, and we provide all of those for you. In speech-to-text, innovation is happening almost on a monthly basis. Pretty impressive improvements. But today, we're announcing a third big move in conversational AI. Speech-to-text on-prem. Speech-to-text on-prem was a big ask from customers, especially in the financial services and healthcare. What they really want, that processing of the raw voice data done on-premise before it hits the cloud for other types of processing. For example, a DLP processing, the data loss prevention, removing all the PIIs from the text. Now you can deploy speech-to-text on-prem using Anthos, which is our platform for the multi-cloud and hybrid platform. You can deploy speech-to-text on-prem and have exactly the same functionality you would get out of the cloud API, the US English support, multi-channel with several people talking, recognition, the diarization, custom recognition of specific words, very important in healthcare and financial services as well, actually. A lot of terms are specific to those industries. And the noise robustness that is required in particular in contact center environment, where there's a lot of background noise, etc. So this is a super exciting launch, managing the on-prem deployment through an Anthos console in the cloud. So doing the on-prem, the cloud way, with the modern deployment capabilities, the tracking, the analytics, and all the good things you get out of Anthos. now enabling speech to text to be available for you on-prem. Very excited about this launch. Now, let's talk about the other way around. When you have text and you want to speak it out, we have been leading at Google text-to-speech with several generations of technologies. The first one that's being used right now quite a lot is WaveNet. WaveNet came from our research arm at Google, DeepMinds, and it's a voice that sounds fairly engaging, pretty close to a human voice, much less robotic than the traditional voice. You have 220 voices to choose from, female, male, different tones and speed, and 92 of them are WaveNet voices across 32 languages. It is actually very easy to go test it out. You go on cloud.google.com/text-to-speech. You can put a little text, choose your voice, choose your language, and you will hear it speak. Very easy. I actually have a little bit of fun myself. I put, for example, English, and I take the French. I put some French in there, and I play with the little combination. It's very interesting to see what it does, but it's pretty impressive, actually. So WaveNet has been a great success. The text-to-speech API is very easy to use through REST or gRPC. You can insert pronunciation hints like pauses and how to say certain numbers. Obviously, you're not going to say a phone number the way you say a dollar amount or a credit card number or a date. So all those, you can put little hints in the text for the text-to-speech API to adapt to what needs to be said. One thing we're announcing today, I talked about WaveNet and how it works great. We have now custom speech, custom voice. It's basically the ability to train a specific model for a customer based on a human voice actor and replicate that voice actor's voice for text-to-speech. I can already hear some of you say, oh, that's scary. Well, the technology is pretty impressive, and you'll hear about it. But we require an ethics review for any deployment and access to this API. We want to make sure that customers are using custom voice in an ethical way and are not abusing the voice of an actor to do things that are not ethical. So we are gating access to this API through a review. And when you hear the example, I think you'll understand why. So let's listen to two sample audio. One is a human actor saying a sentence, and the other one is the model based on that human actor saying a sentence that this human actor never said. Let's listen to the first one, the actor.
According to Science Direct, a flexed posture is characterized by an increased thoracic kyphosis.
Obviously, I'm not a doctor, and I have no idea what she said, but it's interesting to hear her voice and her pitch. So now let's listen to the bot version of that voice.
Contact Center AI brings the best of Google AI to customer service.
So here you're saying, I find it a little fast, so we could slow it down a little bit. But the voice is clearly distinct and clearly the same as the actor. So that technology is available for any customer following an ethics review that want to use custom voice inside Dialogflow CX, for example, for the IVR experience or any kind of voice experience they want. One customer was very keen on using custom voice. That customer is Verizon. Verizon has entered a digital transformation of their contact center experience using the best of contact center AI from Google and bringing to market an impressive customer experience throughout all their channels. We'll look at a video of Sankar, SVP and CIO of Verizon, talking to Thomas Curran, our CEO, about their experience, why they chose CCAI, and what has been their success and experience so far. So let's listen in.
Today, I'm here with Shankar Arumugavelu to talk about some of the work we've been partnering on with Verizon. How did you select our contact center AI?
High fidelity synthetic voice, that was an important factor. The platform that can handle our scale was critical. And in all these areas, we saw Google CCAI excel.
What does success look like so far?
Whether it is over a voice call or a chat, the natural language recognition finds the best way to assist them in a consistent manner across all channels.
We're so excited to collaborate with Verizon on this experience. Verizon is really leading the innovation in the space, has a massive contact center with a lot of complexity and scale that we're able to deliver successfully to them. It's a testimony of our technology. It's a testimony of their innovation and their trust in Google. So I'm personally super excited about it, and the whole team is. And they're going to be using a lot of the technology that I presented today. The launch of Dialogflow CX, the advanced NLU and visual builder, the STT on-prem, which can be used by financial services or healthcare institutions, the chat assist, which has been in high demand and being adopted very rapidly, and the custom voice. All those launches are making the Google Contact Center AI technology leading in the market, really getting traction and picking up the largest contact center with the most complex use cases and the largest scale. Very excited to be able to help our customers solve their contact center experience, something really new that was not really available a few years back. And I love to be part of that journey, and I hope you're going to engage into that transformation yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Google Next.